Is the T-14 Armata's future starting to fade? The tank that was once hailed as the future of Russia's armored forces has yet to replace the T-90M, which remains the military's mainstay and is even expected to stay in service until 2040. Amid the various challenges surrounding the Armata program, reports have emerged that Russia's defense industry is now offering AI-based robotic platforms as an alternative to a project that many believe has fallen short of expectations. So why does Russia continue to rely on the T-90M when the T-14 Armata is often described as far more advanced? Keep your eyes on the story. On paper, the Russian military appears to be at a rather unusual crossroads. Imagine owning a futuristic supercar capable of incredible speed, yet choosing instead to modify a reliable old truck for a cross-country race through dense forests. That is essentially the reality of the relationship between the T-14 Armata and the T-90M Proriev. Recent data shows a dramatic surge in production, from only around 100 tanks per year in 2020 to nearly 300 units in 2024. The conflict intelligence team even projects that production could exceed 1,000 units by 2028 and reach 3,000 by 2035. The question is, if the T-14 is significantly more advanced, why is Russia going all in on the T-90M instead? The answer lies in practical adaptation. The T-90M is not merely a transitional tank, it has become a living laboratory on the battlefields of Ukraine. Since 2022, more than 100 modifications have been introduced to the T-90M based on direct feedback from frontline operations. These improvements range from the installation of anti-drone cage armor, which has now become a factory standard feature, to the integration of electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt FPV drones that pose a constant threat on the battlefield. One of the T-90M's most crucial tactical advantages is often overlooked in technical discussions: its weight. Being 15 to 20 tons lighter than the Leopard 2 or the M1A2 Abrams, the T-90M has proven to be a true king of the mud during the Rasputin season. While heavier Western tanks risk becoming bogged down in swamps or softened terrain, the T-90M can maintain its mobility along secondary routes. This is why the Kremlin appears to believe that winning today's war requires thousands of reliable T-90Ms rather than a small number of experimental T-14s. Let's see why the T-14 Armata is considered a quantum leap forward. If the T-90M represents the pinnacle evolution of Soviet tank design philosophy, then the T-14 is a complete revolution. Its most radical innovations are the unmanned turret and the armored crew capsule. For the first time in the history of Russian tanks, all three crew members are no longer seated beneath a stack of ammunition in the turret. Instead, they are housed in a protected compartment at the front of the hull. This is not only a matter of crew survivability, but also of design efficiency, allowing for a heavier chassis without sacrificing mobility. In terms of protection, the T-14 is a fortress on tracks, built around a layered defense concept. It integrates the Afghanit Active Protection System, which is designed to destroy incoming projectiles before they reach the tank's armor. Combined with next-generation explosive reactive armor and a reduced radar signature achieved through its angular design and engine heat management, the T-14 presents an extremely difficult target for modern anti-tank systems. Digitally, the T-14 serves as an information command hub. It was designed for network-centric warfare, in which the tank functions as a node that shares target data in real time with drones, artillery, and infantry units. Its fire control system is even supported by artificial intelligence to automatically detect and prioritize targets. The 2A82-1M main gun generates significantly greater muzzle energy than the T-90M's cannon and is capable of firing the exceptionally long Vacuum 1 armor-piercing penetrator round. With a 1,500 horsepower engine, the T-14 theoretically boasts a power-to-weight ratio that few, if any, Western tanks can match. However, all of this sophistication ultimately became a major obstacle to its own mass production. Why does the T-14 Armata ultimately feel like a product that is frozen in time? The problem is not the vision itself, but the industrial execution. Over its 11-year development program, the project has been plagued by chronic delays, manufacturing issues, and escalating costs. Reports from the field suggest that even the Russian military was reluctant to accept the first production batches of the T-14 due to concerns about their condition. The most commonly cited problems involve engine reliability and underdeveloped thermal imaging systems. In high-intensity warfare, quantity often has a quality of its own. Russia faces a dilemma: build a single T-14, which is extremely expensive and complex, or produce 3 battle-proven T-90Ms that can be deployed immediately to the front lines. Furthermore, Russia's logistics network is not prepared to support the T-14, whose spare parts and maintenance requirements differ significantly from the existing T-72, T-80 and T-90 series. Interestingly, even its primary manufacturer, Uralvagonzavod, has begun shifting its focus toward a next-generation tank concept that is more robotic and AI-driven. This indirectly suggests that the T-14 may never enter large-scale production in its current form. The T-14 is caught between the ambitions of the future and the limitations of today's industrial reality. What truly makes the T-14 feel frozen in time is the ecosystem gap. A tank as advanced as the T-14 requires a highly precise and self-sufficient microelectronics industry, something that is difficult for Russia to achieve under the pressure of current global sanctions. Russia continues to prioritize the T-90M, not because the T-14 is a bad tank, but because the T-90M is the practical answer to the urgent demands of surviving and fighting on the battlefields of Ukraine today. The T-14 remains an impressive vision of the future, but for now it is little more than a technological monument. Too advanced to produce in large numbers, and too expensive to lose in combat. But in your opinion, what is the real reason the T-14 has become frozen in time? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.